The tone curve is a powerful way of controlling brightness, contrast, and color in your images in Photoshop. And Lightroom also has a tone curve, but it's not quite the same because we can't layer multiple adjustment layers because we don't have layers in Lightroom. So applying several different effects at once requires a slightly different approach. So let's take a look at the before and after images here. So that's our start image, and there is our after image. So what we've done here is added a boost of contrast by creating an S-curve, and then we've created the matte effect where we lift the shadows and pull more kind of hazy detail from those darker tones. And as you'll see here, it appears to be impossible to do that because we only have the one curve. So let's take a look at how it's done. So if we just go to the start image so I can reset the curves. So normally if I'm simply just applying an S-curve to an image to add a boost of contrast, I make sure that I'm on the point curve, and then I go down to the drop down menu that's set to linear by default, and then I can add either medium or strong contrast, and these can be tweaked if you want to. Now the problem is we need the point curve to add the matte effect. So what I'm going to do is just go to linear first. So we're going to add the matte effect to get started, and then we'll look at the other way that we can add an S-curve to add contrast. So for the matte effect, we need to left mouse click 1/4, a half, and 3/4 of the way up the curve. And this is going to hold the curve in place when we add the effect. So I'm just going to add another point roughly about 1/8 of the way, or just over 1/8 of the way up the curve there. And then all we need to do is lift up that left bottom corner point, and you'll see the matte effect is appearing in those dark tones there. Now, if you accidentally place a control point that you don't want or need, simply right mouse click on it and hit delete control point. So now let's have a look at adding the contrast to this image. So what we need to do is just click on the parametric curve. So what this does is gives us a second tone curve, which is really quite amazing. And using these sliders, it's a slightly different process. We can achieve very much the same result as we can manually with the point curve. So what I've done there is just taken the lights to +20, the darks to -20, and you'll see that we have an S-curve there. And then if we go back to the point curve, there we have our matte effect. So two effects with essentially one tone curve.